This video will show you how to maintain and use your Draeger Airboss Evolution, Pro Air Evolution, and Airboss PSS 100 breathing apparatus. We will use the Airboss PSS 100, which has some special features in the back plate. Otherwise, this video applies to all three units. There are 6 parts to this video. In part 1, we'll show how to check your equipment before every shift to make sure it's ready to use. In parts 2 and 3, you'll see how to put your breathing apparatus on and how to remove it. Part 4 covers cleaning and inspecting the apparatus after use. Part 5 is about high-pressure air cylinders and basic safety precautions. And Part 6 looks at the accessories available for your equipment and how to maintain them. To make sure it's ready to use, you should take a few minutes before your shift to check your breathing apparatus. Be sure all the components are properly assembled. Open the shoulder harness and waist belt and fully extend the facepiece head straps. Now, press the lever on the side of the lung demand valve, or LDV, to put it in the donning mode. Depress the bypass to ensure it's not locked in the on position. Open the cylinder valve fully and compare the cylinder pressure gauge to the gauge in the Evolution chest unit. Both gauges should agree. If the cylinder is not at least 90% full, have it topped off. Now, check for leaks. Close the cylinder valve and wait about 60 seconds. Then open the cylinder valve and watch the pressure gauge. If the change is more than 200 psi, bleed off the pressure. Check your connections and repeat the test. If it's still over 200 psi, have a service technician check the apparatus. If you have a Sentinel, the unit will test for leaks automatically when you open the cylinder. If the leak icon appears when you do a leak test, have a service technician check the apparatus. Finally, close the cylinder valve. Slowly depress the bypass knob, watch the pressure gauge, and listen for the warning whistle. For 2216 psi cylinders, the whistle must sound between 510 and 598 psi. On a 4500 psi cylinder, the whistle must sound between 1035 and 1215 psi. If you see any problems, have your breathing apparatus checked by your Draeger service technician. Donning the SCBA. Now you're ready to use your breathing apparatus. With practice, you'll be able to put it on quickly without sacrificing safety or comfort. If you have a Draeger Airboss PSS 100, you must first adjust the height of the back plate. Try the unit on first to check the fit. This knob locks the height adjustment into place. Try the apparatus on to check the fit. Then adjust again until it feels right. Remember, this applies only to the Airboss PSS 100. One way to don the breathing apparatus is the over-the-head method. Place the apparatus in front of you with the back plate on top and the base of the unit away from you. Lay out the waist belt and shoulder straps and make sure the lung demand valve is clear of the harness. Now, hold the back plate handles and carefully lift the unit over your head. As you lift, put your elbows through the shoulder harness and slide the unit down your back. Another way is to put the unit on like a coat. Hold it by the shoulder straps and carefully swing the unit onto your back, sliding your arms through the straps at the same time. Pull the shoulder harness adjusting straps until the unit is comfortable and secure. Buckle the waist belt and adjust it for comfort. Now adjust the shoulder straps again, this time to place the weight in your hips, not your shoulders. Next, place the face piece's neck strap over your neck. If you're waiting or on standby, slip the button on the neck strap through the hole in the head harness. This keeps the mask close to your chest and protects it from debris. To don the face piece, stretch the harness open with your hands as you place your chin in position. Put the mask to your face and pull the harness over your head. Tighten the lower straps first, then the temple straps, and last the top strap. The mask should be snug against your face, but not too tight. Make sure that no hair is caught in the mask seal. Now you're ready to turn on the air. Remove the lung demand valve, or LDV, from the holder. Be sure it's in the dawning mode and the bypass is off. Reach back with your right hand and open the cylinder all the way. Then turn it back 1/4 turn. You don't have to bend forward. Bending just makes it harder to do. Now push the LDV into the face piece connection until you hear a click. Tug on the LDV gently to make sure it's secure. You should get positive pressure breathing air with your next breath. Double check the seal of the face piece by pressing the dawning lever on the LDV and taking a breath to create positive pressure. Keep inhaling until the mask collapses against your face. There should be no outside air coming through the face seal. Release the dawning lever again and check for air leaking out of the face piece. If you feel any leaks, adjust the position and straps until they disappear. Finally, check to be sure you have enough air for your mission, including time for you and your partner to get clear of any hazards. While you're working, keep track of your air supply. Hard or heavy work uses a lot of air and cuts down on your breathing time. Don't wait for the warning whistle. Check your pressure gauge often. Doffing the SCBA. To remove your breathing apparatus, begin by taking a deep breath. Hold that breath and press the reset lever to put the lung demand valve in dawning mode. Now press the release button on the mask connector and pull the LDV out of the mask. Pull forward on the roller buckles to loosen the straps and the face piece. Remove the face piece. Close the cylinder valve and press the LDV bypass knob to let the air out of the system. Put the LDV in the holder. Deactivate the I-pass or sentinel, if you have one, by pressing both side buttons simultaneously. Unbuckle the waist belt, release the shoulder straps, and remove the unit, carefully so you don't drop it. Cleaning the unit prepares for the next mission and gives you a chance to inspect it for any damage. Draeger Safety recommends AirChem 33, which doesn't harm the soft parts of the face piece. For best results, the water should be no warmer than 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Begin by cleaning and disinfecting the face piece. This will protect the next person from germs or contamination. Do not use acetone, alcohol, benzene, trichloroethylene, or any other strong solvents. Before cleaning, remove the nose cup, exhalation valve, and any accessories. You don't have to remove the speech diaphragm. Put the mask in the Airchem 33 solution and agitate for at least 15 minutes. Remove the facepiece and rinse it in clean water. Dry the facepiece at room temperature or in an airflow dryer set at 140 degrees Fahrenheit or below. When the components are dry, replace the exhalation valve cover by lining one side up first, then snapping the other into place. After normal use, wipe the outside of the lung demand valve with a wet cloth. Then remove the blue dust cover. Take this opportunity to inspect the diaphragm. It should be flexible and soft, but not tacky, with no signs of deformation or deterioration. If the diaphragm is okay, replace the blue dust cover to protect the components. Do not disassemble the LDV unless you have a Draeger test kit. For contamination inside the LDV, take it to a service technician. Using Airchem 33 in water, scrub the LDV with a soft nylon brush to remove any dirt. Disinfect the LDV in warm Airchem 33 solution for at least 15 minutes. Remove the blue dust cover and rinse all components in clean water. Be sure that there is no excess water present in the LDV. Now connect the LDV to a medium pressure air supply and carefully blow any moisture from the balanced piston block. Then allow the LDV to air dry. To assemble the LDV, be sure the arrow on the bayonet cap lines up with the arrow on the LDV body. Make sure the diaphragm is still lined up correctly, then replace the blue dust cover. Lightly lubricate the connection O-ring with Molykote 111 silicone grease. If the O-ring looks damaged or deteriorated, replace it. To clean the harness, remove it from the back plate and wash it in a washing machine. Use a mild laundry detergent with no activators. Then air dry the harness and replace it on the back plate. The pressure gauge and whistle usually need a quick wipe down with a soft cloth or brush. At the same time, check for any signs of damage and be sure the hole for the low pressure alarm whistle is clear. Always refill the cylinder to full pressure after you use it. First, check the cylinder for damage. Also, check the date of the last Hydra test. You'll find the date stamped into the neck of the metal cylinders or on the label of the composite cylinder. The date must be within the last 3 years for composites or 5 years for metal. Fill the cylinders with grade D breathing air or better. How you attach a full cylinder depends on which model of Draeger breathing apparatus you use. For Evolution series units, the easiest method is to stand the cylinder with the valve up and thread the high pressure connection by hand. For the Airboss PSS 100, it's easier if the unit is lying down. To tighten the cylinder strap on either unit, pull it tight from inside the buckle. Then flip the cam lock closed. Secure the loose end of the strap with the Velcro strip. You can also replace a cylinder while someone is wearing the unit. Just loosen the cylinder strap and slide the cylinder into the strap from underneath. Align the cylinder valve to the first stage reducer, tilting the reducer upward if you need to. Turn the hand wheel until it's hand tight. It's easy after a little practice. Draeger Safety's line of breathing devices provide protection